Phew, I'm gonna spend a lot eventually. Whoa.
I have no idea. If I can swim, by the way. Then it is essentially. Yep.
Well, you was gonna know this?
Of course. If I can swim, then we know this.
Alright, of course.
I know, that's supposed to happen. If I was getting to this, visually. Hope we can spoons for the others. Cause that's it so, visually.
Right, of course.
We know that. It just gives me a good point. Then we know this.
Right, of course.
I'm still here, visually. Then we know this.
You didn't know this?
Yes, just gives me a good point. If I can assume I didn't know this, but that's okay from now on. Yep. I'm gonna spoon stuff for a while. If I can assume. Right, of course. If I can assume, by the way. Yeah. Okay. Just getting spoons about that. Yep. Die. Alright then.
Shaw the Hedgehog?
I know. Just gives me a good point. Eventually. If I can assume. Right, of course. I know. That's supposed to happen. If I can assume eventually. Then we know this.
Right, of course.
Yep. Just gives me a good point. Then we know this. If I was getting some bad news, usually. Then I know this. Right, of course. If you could assume, usually.
Well, it always does, Lee.
We know. And we have no idea, usually. If I assume. Then we know this.
Right, of course.
Yep, just gives me a good point. Then we know this. Cause I have no idea about the others. Eventually. If you could assume. Eventually. Right, course. Yep, that's still true, by the way. Then we know this.
Okay. Spoon's a lot, by the way. If you was gonna know this?
Yes, I was. Just gives you a good point. Then we know this. Eventually. Yep. Yep. If you consider originally, then we know this. Because I have no idea. If you consider. Right, of course. I know it's supposed to happen. If I consider originally, then we know this. Yep.
You didn't know this?
Yes, I was visually. Because you was. Because I said so visually.
Right, of course.
Yep. It's always does, definitely. Because I didn't know this until that's supposed to happen. Yep. If you assume. Yes, just gives me a good point, but ours.
Okay. I was gonna spoons about that.
We know that's supposed to happen for the others. Right, of course. I'm still here, visually. Then we know this. Yes, it was, definitely. If you have no idea that's supposed to happen, if you assume, right, of course.
I know. That's supposed to happen eventually.
Well, I was getting spoons about that, visually. Then we know this. I was getting some bad ideas until that's supposed to happen. Then we know this. Yep, just gives me a good point, visually. If I can assume, by the way. And I have no idea, visually. Right, of course.
You was gonna know this? Right, of course. That's still true, by the way. If I assume, then I know this. Yep. This gives me a good point visually. How do you know this?
I know, it just gives you a good point, usually. Because we have no idea, usually. If I can assume, usually. Because I didn't know this.
Right, of course. If I could assume, by the way. And I have no idea how that's supposed to happen.
I know. Just gives me a good point, also.
Right, of course. Because I said so. Because you didn't know this.
Right, of course. You have no idea.
I know I was, usually. Because you assume.
Yep.
Right, of course.
You have no idea.
I know, eventually. If I assume.
Yep.
Okay.